Taggart, would you mind explaining to me what you and Rosewood were doing in a strip bar out of our jurisdiction when you were still on duty?
Sir, before you chastise these two officers, I think it's something you should know. The only reason that they were at a strip bar was because they were tailing me and I went to this place. Now, these two officers were sitting outside wondering what I was doing. I wasn't having a good time. I'm into things like that. Anyway, these guys waited outside, and the only reason that they came in was because they saw two suspicious-looking gentlemen with bulges in their jackets going into the place. Well, it turns out that these guys were going to commit a robbery, sir. These men watched them, waited for them to make their move, and then they foiled the crime. I did not know what was going on. I was watching the show having fun. I'm still freaked out by it. You must have a sixth sense. I don't know what you teach these fellows, but they're not just regular cops, okay? They're super cops. And the only thing missing on these guys are capes.
Is this what really happened?
No, sir.
Would someone like to tell me what really happened?
Well, Foley invited us to this bar. We accepted.
We ordered club sodas, sir.
Right. And while we were there, Foley observed the two suspects casing the establishment. And before we knew what was going on, he'd already disarmed one of them. Detective Foley deserves all the credit for the arrest, sir.
Detective Foley, we appreciate your assistance, but in the future, if you want to practice law enforcement, I would prefer you did it in Detroit.
I understand, sir. I'm sorry. But before I go, I just want you two to know something, all right? That the super cop story was working, okay? It was working, and you guys just messed it up, okay? I'm trying to figure you guys out, but I haven't yet. But it's cool.
It feels like we just talked. A very long talk, though, which is, a lot of fun, though, the Disney conversation. I was not expecting that to go 2 hours.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
Actually, I thought it might last a while because I knew that we were all four picking three movies, and I figured that might take a little bit extra time.
Yeah, but I was thinking maybe an hour and a half. I wasn't thinking 2 hours.
Shoot.
I'm naive.
We hit an hour and a half on a regular basis, buddy.
Oh, this is a good point. Because when I'm editing, I know that, that a good 15, 20 minutes is pre-show talk, so.
Yeah.
So, real quick, Rose, I remember asking, or one of us asked you before, if you indulge in the adult beverages.
Yeah.
And what do you typically like to indulge in?
Wait a minute. Was it Canadian whiskey?
Yes.
Okay.
Damn! Look at me.
Have you
I remember your liquor and I remember your cat's name.
That's pretty good.
You're scaring me, Dave. You really are. I'm looking for cameras now.
Well, yeah.
Now,
and she makes black eyed peas for New Year's.
There you go.
See?
I just recently discovered something.
Oh, you did? Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. And it's not alcohol, but it's an accessory.
Okay.
Have you guys seen these ice spheres yet?
Yes.
Oh.
I don't think so.
It is wonderful, Dave.
You're not talking about the rocks, though. You're talking about.
No, these are ice.
Right.
And they do melt with the alcohol.
Okay.
But they're one big sphere. So you're not fighting ice cubes when you're drinking.
Oh.
And it has more surface area, so it keeps it colder, and it's really wonderful.
Who thought of that?
I don't know, but these are great. And you know what I got? I got Death Star ice.
Yeah, I
yes,
saw that
I did.
coming.
No way.
I have
awesome.
Death Star ice spheres. Now, of course, the imprint of the Death Star doesn't last very long because it melts.
No.
Right? It's very small surface notches or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you should get one of these.
Yeah, I'll have to find out. Do you think Bevmo carries them?
Who?
Bevmo. You guys
We don't
have
have that down here in the South.
Well, I'm so sorry. Y'all need one.
Y'all.
We just
Big
got
old
these.
booze store. Just walk in it like friggin' Walmart.
Yeah, they
Just
just arrived today. We ordered them from Amazon or something, and they
Oh.
just arrived today. So that's why I'm excited about them. I'm
Okay.
just enjoying a whiskey while we do the podcast.
Yeah, it sounds very clunky.
It does.
You know why? Because I'm using a different glass that I don't usually use.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
So-
why.
He's not
Think the
using
other-
the Burger King Star Wars glasses tonight.
Dude, if I had one of those full of whiskey, that'd be
I'm gonna
dangerous.
say, God, I hope not.
I didn't say all the way up.
So you know what I like about Sylvester Stallone?
Hey,
Oh, that was-
I'll tell you what I like about Sly.
great.
That
I
was,
love that guy.
That was last week. Come on.
Right.
All
That's
right.
how much
right.
whiskey Scott has. He can't remember what week it is.
I do think it's starting to affect my brain. Something.
Something is.
The Death Star cube or the or sphere, I mean.
No,
Or-
the accessory to the Death Star cube.
Oh,
The
there you go.
accessory.
Death Star sphere.
The Death Star.
It's
Dude.
along with it.
That was so
How many of you
good.
had tonight?
Oh no,
How
this
many
is my first.
accessories have
This is
you
my
had?
Your
first,
first one. Okay.
my first one tonight.
Okay.
But
Oh,
it's,
wow.
you know, I finished off the bottle and it was just under 2 shots. So
Oh, okay.
Okay.
it's a double basically,
All right.
almost.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
anyway, all right. Well, let's. You guys want to get to it? Rose, do you have some picks for us?
I does.
Who's that 80s icon?
Well, just for our listeners, we got to explain the rules again.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So, we're doing the Who's That 80s Icon game. In which case, what happens is now Rose is going to give Scott and I three choices. I'm sorry. Three choices.
Actually, it's one choice between 3 people.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
And who's been
Just
drinking?
Have another drink, will you?
It's the
All right.
spirit talking.
Yeah, exactly. So we get 3 choices. Scott and I can use our veto to veto one of the choices if we so choose. And then we vote. And if we vote for the same person, then that's who we're talking about. If we vote for different people, then Rose gets a vote to be the tiebreaker. The additional rule that we had the last time was that at the beginning, as Rose is giving the choices, Scott or I cannot look up on IMDb to check to see what the person has been in to either confirm or deny. We have to vote just based on our knowledge set of that person.
There
But
you go.
once we start talking, of course, we're welcome to go ahead and Wikipedia and IMDb out the yin yang.
Thank you.
So that was the only additional rule that we added as we started this. And now that we established all that, Rose, what 3 choices do you have for us?
Just so I can clarify,
Okay.
you guys pick one, and then can I pick like the ones that you didn't pick, or do I have to be the tiebreaker?
Well, what happens is let's assume that we don't use the veto for any of them.
Right.
And I pick somebody, and Scott picks another person out of your 3. You can only vote for one of those 2 people.
Okay. All right. We'll have to shuffle that other one back into.
Well,
Another deck.
I think the ones that I had from before, I wanted to revisit, like
Mhm.
Anthony Edwards, for instance.
Mhm.
And of course, Scott, he brought up Kevin Bacon, and I'm like, well, of course we've got to do Kevin Bacon. So,
Right.
these ones that we haven't talked about, maybe they aren't part of the game, but they're just something that we're like, okay, well, we got to do this person this week. So.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Yeah. What 3 choices?
All right. Michael Keaton, John Cusack, Eddie Murphy.
Michael Keaton, John Cusack, Eddie Murphy. Great. Awesome choices.
Thank you.
Michael Keaton, though.
We did Michael Keaton.
We did Michael Keaton already.
We did.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
Actually, wasn't it Dave and I?
Yeah, I think it
Must
was.
have
It was.
Yeah.
Or me.
A follow-up when we went through like the Jack Nicholson, and then we did Michael Keaton kind of together, if I remember right.
All right.
So, you don't have like a backup choice, do you?
No.
Okay. All right. So then, the other 2 choices were Eddie Murphy and
John Cusack.
John Cusack. All right. Do you want to veto either of those choices, Scott?
Of those 2, no.
Yeah, me either. All right. So who are you voting, Scott?
Let's go Eddie Murphy.
You're thinking Eddie, huh? I'm really tempted to have your daughter on for John Cusack. I just think that would be such a fun conversation.
She's gonna lay it. She's gonna lay into him.
So I gotta go with you, Eddie Murphy.
All right.
Cool.
Eddie it is.
So I'm guessing we're going Eddie Murphy.
I guess we are.
Awesome.
I was
choice.
actually hoping you'd pick Eddie Murphy anyway, because Eddie had such,
Oh no, he was just schlep.
debuted.
He didn't do
She
anything.
debuted on Saturday Night Live and just stole the show. You're still the overlord, Dave, but I'm gonna put that out there for people who may be unfamiliar with his work, but I don't think there are that many people anyway, so.
All right, so I've got the IMDb open for Mr. Eddie Murphy. Are we ready to go?
Yes, we are.
Sword of omens, give me sight beyond sight.
Greetings, Starfighter. You have been recruited by the Star League to defend the frontier against Sewer and the Kodan Armada. Get ready. Prepare for blast-off.
Hey, Doc, we better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88. Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Remember, no matter where you go, there you are.
This is 80's Reboot Overdrive Podcast.
Oh my god. That is like so dated.
Alright, hello, this is 80's Reboot Overdrive, and I am Dave. Online, I've got 80's Music Girl Rose.
Hello, everyone.
And 80's Autoverse, slightly intoxicated Scott.
I am not. I've had like 3 sips. I've had 3 sips of a good Irish whiskey. Come on.
All right. Okay. Sorry.
I barely made a dent in my drink.
Okay.
I only have 1 drink.
Okay. Sorry.
During the podcast.
Well, we'll see as we go along how far the progress goes. We'll have a check-in at the pilot house here to find out.
Okay.
How the drinking is going. So, topic tonight is 80s icon Eddie Murphy. And through the 80s, Mr. Eddie Murphy was quite the busy man. In 82, he was in 48 Hours. 1983, he was in Trading Places. 1980 through 1984, Saturday Night Live, which I'm just looking forward to the us talking about buckwheat. 1984, Best Defense. 1984 again, Beverly Hills Cop. 1986, The Golden Child. 1987, Beverly Hills Cop 2. 1988, Coming to America. 1989, he was in a TV special called What's Alan Watching? And then he ended the decade in 1989 with Harlem Nights. A lot of great things that he was involved in. And so, Rose, why was he one of your picks?
Eddie Murphy became I don't know, he became, well, it all started with Saturday Night Live. I didn't really see the movie, well, we started in the 80s, so anybody that watched Saturday Night Live on a regular basis, there was a time when things were starting to get a little stale around about the late 70s, early 80s, and they were doing a cast revamping, and things were starting to get a little better. But Eddie came on, and he was it was a breath of fresh air. He had new stuff. He could do impressions. He wasn't afraid to be crazy. And it just kept you mesmerized the whole time. You looked forward to his appearance and the sketches and shticks he would do. So when he finally started branching out and doing movies, it was just like, uh-oh, here it comes, It's just like anything that you'd seen from any of the cast members up until that point. It was like, yeah, that was great, but, he's taking it to another level. So he became quite a staple of entertainment in our house. All my kids love him. We actually, well, I'll tell you that later, but we've shared many movie viewing, watching his movies together.
And it started with Saturday Night Live. Awesome.
It did, yeah.
All right, so Scott, you voted for Eddie. Why?
I mean, just look at what he's done. I mean, it's incredible. And what's funny is I don't see his stand-up routines listed on here.
No, I was going to say that.
Like Delirious and Raw.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Delirious is just, his stand-up routine was, it really was an homage to Richard Pryor, but because he took it to the filthy level,
Yeah.
Can't quote a lot of his jokes on our family-friendly show, but
no.
But I just wanted to make a point that those aren't listed on the IMDb list, which I'm kind of surprised.
Actually, if you look you expand the part where it says self.
Right.
It's under
Okay.
there. It's listed as like a TV special documentary for Delirious, which was 1983. And then you have to get kind of like through all the other stuff, and then you can find Raw at 1987.
Yeah. Delirious was 1983, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Raw. Yeah, saw both of those. Actually saw Raw in the what do you call it? At the drive-in.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a Eddie Murphy double feature. They showed that, and then they showed something else. I can't remember what he was in. I think it was Golden Child.
All right. Well, just to let you both know,
Okay.
the reason why I voted for Eddie Murphy was really kind of self-serving because I have no new material, and anytime I can pick on Party All the Time, the video he did, I'm going to jump all over it.
Is that under the self also?
It's probably in there somewhere, but of course I have to bring it up because it was in the
Yeah.
80s, and Mr. Eddie Murphy's attempt at having a singing career. And any chance I get to like throw that little nugget out there and go, why? I will. So that's the reason why I voted that way.
Yeah. I actually
Besides having a great career in the movies.
Yeah. I did pick him intentionally, to be truthful with you, because of you, because I thought to myself, oh my God, Dave loves this guy and is so sad that, his music career didn't take off the way he should have.
Yeah,
So,
I'm still waiting for that follow-up
pick.
album, so.
Yeah, if he was here right now, he'd probably go, yeah, me too.
But, obviously, with the Rick James, not being around to help, I get it.
Yeah. If you don't have Rick James to back your album, you're just nothing.
Yeah. You really, where do you go from there? Might as well just make
Down.
another movie. So.
Exactly.
Because, that's what you do in Hollywood. You don't, fail down, you fail up. You keep gravitating. So you have somebody.
Good. Put that on a T-shirt, man. I want that.
Oh, that was actually
fail down, fail up.
Yeah, that was actually a quote from Kevin Smith. He had mentioned something along those lines where somebody was a hairdresser and then they became like a TV director or a director for a movie.
Wow.
And it was that's what he says, and that's the way Hollywood works. You just, you fail up. So I'm like, all right, well, that's a great way of going. So.
Nice.
Yeah. I think I took a wrong career choice somewhere. But, so, talking about Mr. Eddie Murphy.
Yep.
I guess we need to go through, our favorite moments with Eddie.
Oh, yeah.
So, I guess, Rose, why don't you tell us what your favorite Eddie Murphy moment was?
So many. Oh, my God. Roxanne! Anyway, that is not, that movie, 48 Hours, and they paired him alongside of Nick Nolte. And Nick Nolte is like the same character in every movie. He's the gruff, no nonsense. He's probably got a drinking problem, and he doesn't take any mess off anybody. And to see him walking in that jail, not really wanting to go there because they have to get this guy. And then you hear that, Roxanne! I'm like, oh my God, make him stop!
It was a great opening to a movie.
It was.
It's a great opening to a movie.
So funny. That movie alone, having him in it, I don't know who they would have put in there with the pair alongside of him. I don't know who could have done it. I can't even think of anybody that now I probably could.
You mean
somebody today?
Are you talking about Nick Nolte to play the straight man?
No, Eddie
to
Murphy.
play the comic relief. Okay.
Yeah. But Trading Places, that was another good one. The Vietnam vet with no legs, and then of course you see that he actually has them. But I don't know. There's just so many.
You have to
I
pick
watched
one.
Golden Child.
Come on, pick one, Rose.
I know.
She's going through every movie. It's not fair.
I know. I don't know. I watched Golden Child a lot.
I want the knife.
It was a great movie, but
And that old
it's like
man
one of those
spits in
things-
his coat. He says, "You're just going to save that for later." Okay.
Oh, look, a bed.
See, that's a great movie.
It is a great movie. I love that movie.
But I'm gonna have to go with
Pick
Beverly
one.
Hills Cop.
Pick
Beverly
Beverly
Hills.
Hills Cop.
Hills Cop.
All right.
Axel Foley.
Beverly Hills Cop. Oh my God.
Not going to fall for a banana in the tailpipe.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
fall on a banana on the tailpipe.
Yeah. That whole cast was amazing. And truthfully, I think Eddie Murphy's wit just kind of pulled them all together. They just kind of fed off each other. Even, the gentleman that played the police chief. And I think we lost him recently, if I'm not mistaken. Because he was in RoboCop too, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. But
who was that? Ronnie Cox.
Yes, he was
Lieutenant Bogomil.
Well, that was the lieutenant, but the
Sergeant
chief.
Taggart? John Ash? Oh, wait. Oh, the chief.
No, I'm talking about Ronnie Cox, the lieutenant.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But just to be able to, here he is, Eddie Murphy is this badass out of Detroit. If anybody's ever been to Detroit, there's not too many of them there. But he just, comes alive on the screen, and he's trying to do this bust, and it goes wrong, and then all of a sudden you hear the Pointer Sisters. It's just, he goes and he gets yelled at by his superior and gets sent on vacation, and his friend, spoiler alert, his friend gets killed. And then he decides to take his vacation in Beverly Hills to go follow up on this case. And, meets a friend of his from like way back. And then, it's amazing. The bad guy is awesome. Everybody in it is awesome. The storyline is awesome. And I love that movie, and I loved him in it. And there was like nothing he could do that was wrong. When he goes into the hotel and he's talking or was it a restaurant? He's talking to the guy, and he says he's got herpes simplex 10.
Oh, yeah. That was
and I'm going,
the restaurant.
You might
going to the country
want to tell him that I was diagnosed with herpes simplex 10. And
yeah.
He might want to get himself checked out because things might start falling off and stuff. Before things start falling off, that's it.
I know, and the guy's just like, oh my God,
I think you should tell him yourself. That might be best.
Yeah. That was one of the Wayans brothers, wasn't it?
Actually, I believe it was.
Yeah, because as I continued to watch it over the years, I'm like, I know him, because I didn't know him at the time.
No, I think when the Wayans brothers was the guy that gave him the bananas in the
that's
hotel.
right. That's right. He was at the hotel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the guy that was at the?
Oh, I don't remember him.
Yeah, no. Also, the guy. I can't remember the actor's name now. Oh, here we go. Damon Wayans was that, the Banana Man. That's his name.
Banana Man.
That's what he's tagged as. And then you have what was that guy's name? Bronson Pinchot.
Oh, Serge.
Yes.
Serge.
Yes. Yeah, he was good. He was good in a lot of stuff, and he kind of rocked the 80s for a while, but.
I mean, there's a few people in here that were like, they were up and coming still. I mean,
Paul Reiser.
Yeah. Oh, Paul Reiser, yeah, him too.
Excellent in this. It was probably his performance in this movie that prompted me to watch Mad About You. Because I wasn't, it was just one of those things that really didn't appeal to me, but then I realized that Paul Reiser was like, oh, cool, this will be good. Because I liked his humor and wit.
I like that show, Mad About You.
Yeah. And then, of course, the bad guy, Mr. Steven Burkoff. I should call him the Iceman.
And one of the henchmen, Jonathan Banks, who's always a good henchman.
Yeah.
So, this is a great movie.
Well, obviously, we've been we're quoting this thing over and over.
I know.
So.
Yeah. Just the opening scene of him doing the deal with the cigarette.
Yeah.
The cigarette deal and the song in the background.
Yeah.
Breakdown, shakedown.
I smell pork, man. I smell pork.
The whole thing is it's a great movie, and we were talking about the cast is a great lineup, and Eddie Murphy really does. He of course he steals the show. He's the main character, but he's just hysterical in it. His delivery is really, really good in a lot of things that he did in the 80s. I think that's what he's really, one of his talents was he was just, the way he delivered the lines was perfect to be a comedian.
Yeah, my favorite Eddie Murphy moment in that movie was when he was trying to explain to Lieutenant Bogomil, how Taggart and Billy are super cops.
And they thwarted the
They thwarted these people. He was just in there,
at the strip club.
At the strip club, and those guys just came in and saw these guys coming in, and all of a sudden, before he knew it, they took him down, and and then it was like, all right, you expect me to believe that? And then all of a sudden, then they tell him the truth.
Taggart fesses up and says that's not what happened. He said he was buying the super cop thing.
Yeah,
it's great.
He was buying the story. Just to let you know.
Yeah.
You ruined it. Perfectly good lie. You ruined it.
Great.
As I was still trying to figure you guys out.
Exactly.
And then at the end, when Lieutenant Bogomil has to end up telling his own lie to the captain, around the way everything happened, that was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
A great play on the characters.
Definitely.
All right, Scott. What is your pick?
You want me to go next?
You
want me to go next?
You're up.
It's a tough call, but I'm gonna have to go with. There's a new sheriff in town. His name is Reggie Hammond.
48 hours. All right.
48 hours. And there's so many lines that are from that movie too. You can go on and on. Like you were saying, Rose, Nick Nolte and him played a great duet of comedians. Nick Nolte played the straight man and Reggie. I call him Reggie. And Eddie, was definitely just the funny guy throughout the whole thing. And the opening scene of that, him singing Roxanne, it's a classic. You'll never forget it. Every time I hear that song on the radio, I think of Eddie Murphy. Not the police necessarily, but I think of Eddie Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
Just another fun movie that he brought a lot of comedy to. So
yeah,
definitely. It was just I haven't seen it in a while. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder how much of his. Because I always like it when you get comedians turned actors, and a lot of them were involved in, say, improv and things like that. It kind of makes you wonder how many of his lines were improv or.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, because a lot of times it seemed more like him than it seemed something that somebody wrote for him.
Right, because he has that quick improv wit that so many people that were in Saturday Night Live. I mean, you had to qualify to get into Saturday Night Live just for one.
Oh yeah.
They didn't just take anybody. All those people that are on Saturday Night Live, they're all very talented. The cast, a lot of people say, oh, the cast has been good this year or the last 5 years or whatever. Or then they had they had the times when they weren't quite as funny, but still it's very hard to get into Saturday Night Live. And especially at that time, the competition with some of the comedians that were out there. So his I'm sure his improv skills in the movies, and I'm sure he brought a lot of that to the movies, and I'm betting that a lot of them were just going with it. They say just have fun. Try to stay on topic, but have fun with it.
Yeah.
The way I imagine it, and I mean the way that if I was the director, what I would be is like, all right, well, we've got the script. I want you to do one take following the script, but the next take, have fun. Just go with it. And then, that gives you a choice to edit, whichever one's better. And chances are, if you've got a talent like Eddie Murphy, you're probably going to go with the second run.
Yeah.
I would think. But, I don't know. I'm not a movie maker, but I would assume that's kind of how it goes down. Because you'd want to have the source material to play with.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm guessing that he's one of those guys, and I know there's a lot of other actors out there that do the same, have the same type of acting skills. Is they're able to just rattle off crazy stuff off the top of their head, and and go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So I just think, he's very talented when it comes to his comedy performance. That's for sure. So I mean, you can't go wrong with 48 Hours or Beverly Hills Cop, and I don't know anybody that doesn't like those movies.
Yeah.
If you were a fan of the 80s and that era, I don't know anybody that has ever said I didn't like Beverly Hills Cop.
Well, I've never actually seen Beverly Hills Cop.
Shut up, you liar.
Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah, you ain't pulling that one there, bucko.
I was shocked. I was shocked when you said you didn't see The Great Outdoors.
Right.
But Beverly Hills Cop, I do not believe you. You were a liar.
Yeah, I'm lying on that one, definitely.
Fear nothing.
But
Death Star sphere, yeah.
Yeah. All of a sudden, Scott's like threatening me. You better go watch it right now. Like,
hey, have you watched The Thing yet?
Scott's an angry drunk. No. I love you, man. See,
if you say drunk one more time.
If I say what?
If you say drunk one more time, you made me think. You made me think of Elf.
Oh.
You said he's an angry drunk. I thought of angry elf.
There you go.
He's an angry elf.
Yeah.
If you say elf one more time. Okay, this show is not about Will Ferrell, although he was part of Saturday Night Live. So.
Yes.
Well, there you go. It's connected.
Okay.
There he is.
All right. Yeah. So, what are you guys' take on 48 Hours? What's yours, Dave?
Oh my God, it's been so long since I saw this movie. I remember loving it. I remember, exactly what you guys talked about. You had the rough, tough cop, Nick Nolte, and the comedic element, of Eddie Murphy. And, I just remember bits and pieces of it. I don't remember that much of it. And I really want to revisit the movie to see if it still holds up, after all this time.
Definitely worth a rental if you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh, yeah.
Definitely. I'd pay $3 for that one.
$3?
Easily
okay.
$3.
All right. Yeah. It'd probably be best just to own it.
Probably. Hey, guess what? That'll be my next thrift store venture.
Ooh.
Find 48 Hours.
Find 48 Hours.
Yeah.
In the clamshell.
In the clamshell.
That's so funny. I knew exactly what you were talking about when you said it, which I dare you to ask anybody under the age of 30 or 28, 30, if they know what a clamshell is for videotapes.
Exactly. And it doesn't count if it's Disney, because Disney's
they were almost all clamshell, yeah.
Right.
They were all clamshells.
Well,
when you found a regular
those
VHS,
babies,
Yeah. You knew that it was either A, somebody bought that bad boy at a movie place or whatever you call it. Like, what was can't think, Blockbuster? Or it was like an actual movie rental from one of those places.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how they came originally. They didn't figure out that you could put a paper sleeve over it and call it good.
Right.
These suckers might break. Let's put 10 pounds of plastic over them to protect them.
Yeah, that those may protect them for a while, but it's a shame that the videotape is going to actually degrade over time. And
I know.
Anyway,
no amount of protection going to help them.
Nope.
But that's okay. I'm never departing with any of them.
So you're going to revisit this one, Dave?
48 Hours? I have to. I really do.
Yeah, dude, there's so many classic lines in it. It's just like Beverly Hills Cop. It's one after another.
Yeah. I mean, I remember, exactly, the scenes that you guys are talking about. The new sheriff in town. As soon as you said that, I was like, oh, yeah, I remember that. And then there was the Roxanne. I'm not going to sing for you, sorry. But no, I mean, I remember these things as we're talking about them, and I just remember, Nolte's car. He had the convertible. And it was old style. I remember that, but it was cool.
Monster.
Yeah, I mean, it was ginormous. So, I remember bits and pieces of it. I just wish I remembered, it more fluently. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, honey, that was a long time ago.
It was.
This is why we reminisce about the 80s.
True.
It's the reminiscing part that people love. Because I don't know anybody unless they're have their own podcast and are getting paid to do this that knows it frame by frame and who the cinematographer was and who was the cameraman and without looking at IMDb.
Well, I mean,
they're out there.
You guys got your checks already, right?
Absolutely.
All right, good.
I spent it on my video.
A whole buck.
A whole dollar.
Yeah. All right, so did you have something to add about 48 Hours, Rose?
Hysterical. If you haven't seen it, people, watch it. All of you millennials out there. All you people are boycotting TV. This is the perfect opportunity for you to pop something into it because you got them. Because everybody in the world wants to have a VCR or a VHS, but you can find it on DVD too if you must.
Mm-hmm.
Stream it from Vudu or Hulu and Goo and Dada or all them other people. But yeah, hey, that's what it's coming to. Okay.
All right.
4 letters. That's all you get. Watch it for your own entertainment, for your own sanity. Watch the master at work. There is no other. Sorry, Chris Tucker, you are not Eddie Murphy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, so your pick was Beverly Hills Cop, and then your pick was 48 Hours.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of leaves me open for Trading Places.
Mm-hmm.
Or Coming to America.
Uh-huh.
But, or, I'm actually going to go away from movies.
Okay.
And something that is just a highlight for me throughout the 80s, and it was something that you touched on earlier, Saturday Night Live. When Eddie Murphy was doing the hot tub.
Celebrity hot tub.
Celebrity hot tub. James Brown.
James Brown.
Yes.
Well, it make me
I can get the hot tub. Ow, it's hot.
I know. It's cold.
And then he just sit there.
Or it's hot or something. He stuck his foot in there.
And then he just mumbles something in the microphone.
Yeah. Yeah. That skit was actually on like the 15th anniversary or something like that of the best of Saturday Night Live, and it's always one of my favorite ones to watch on that one. That's so funny. Yeah. He was hysterical on that. He had so many great characters on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. Love the gold lame Speedo. That was awesome. He just did not know what to expect, and he opened that, and you were like, "Whoa!" Oh, but he looked like he was embarrassed. That's what I liked about it. He looked like, oh my God, do I really have to take this robe off? That actually made it look like he was uncomfortable doing that. And that's a humbling quality. I like that. I don't like people that, okay, I'm just going to take my clothes off now and, enjoy the scenery. Like, that's your opinion. Let's have a little bit of decorum, shall we? But yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the characters that he portrayed on Saturday Night Live. I mean, it didn't end with James Brown. You had great things that he did. Gumby.
I'm Gumby, damn it.
Yeah, and Buckwheat. and then Buckwheat too, and it was just like anything he touched.
Buckwheat sings of hits or something like that.
What's that one?
Tass.
Looking for nub in all the wrong places.
Looking for nub.
Looking for nub.
My kids and I just to this day, a nub new. Oh my God, Buckwheat is shot. Buckwheat has been shot.
Buckwheat has been shot. We interrupt this broadcast.
Yeah, I know. It was great. Oh my God.
And
My
I believe
favorite
was that Chevy Chase that was jumping in
No, I
saying
thought that was Dan
announcing?
Aykroyd.
Oh, Dan Aykroyd?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'd have to look that
Because
one
he's
up.
the only
That's
one
a
that
good
can
one.
pull off that serious broadcaster thing.
That's
Yeah,
so
he's-
good. So funny. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Eddie Murphy. It's a good pick. And he was on my list too. So you're going with Saturday Night Live. That's your pick then. Like
Yeah.
all of it.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I mean,
As himself,
yeah,
basically.
well, actually, it was more. I mean, as he was portraying Buckwheat or Gumby or James Brown, those are the stuff that's memorable to me.
Or
Yeah.
Michael Jackson or Jesse Jackson or
Yeah, just everything that he was doing.
let's
My
see who else.
favorite.
Eddie Grant, he imitated.
Oh, he did. Oh, wow.
Let's see, Mr. Irving Flang. I don't know who that is. Various. A lot of various.
Was that the one where he dressed up as a white guy? And did the white
Maybe.
juice?
Floyd the Barber. Yeah,
My
there's so
favorite
many.
was Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, I forgot that one. That was awesome.
That was awesome. 1981. Oh, Stevie Wonder and Sammy Davis too.
Oh, yeah.
And Bill Cosby. He can nail all those guys. Oh man.
Oh, God.
He's so talented.
That was funny.
So,
Go ahead.
oh, go ahead. Seriously.
No, you. Really, you're talking. Sorry.
No, I'm just looking at the rest of the lineup for the rest of the 80s, and, we still haven't even touched on the Golden Child. I mean, you mentioned it briefly, and we said, I Want the Knife, but really,
Yeah.
that was nothing great. I love that. It's hysterical. And then Coming to America, really?
Oh, my God.
All of these. Beverly Hills Cop, I was 2. It was okay. It was funny. You still had the lines and stuff. But
Yeah.
really, like Coming to America, another great, great comedy by him.
Yeah.
So many things in it.
What
And
was,
so many
What was the
diff-
name of the restaurant? It wasn't McDonald's. It
Oh,
was
McDowell's.
McDowell's.
Yes.
Yeah, and John Amos.
Don't forget to let your soul glow.
Oh,
And then
my God, that whole Jerry
people-
curl thing.
Yeah, the Jerry curl stuff. That's the soul glow. And they would get
yeah.
up from the couch and they had all the spots on the back of the couch from their heads because it was easy. And him and Arsenio Hall, they played well off each other.
Oh my gosh.
Arsenio Hall really has a lot. It owes Eddie Murphy everything because he really got him started in the business.
Oh, definitely.
But for Eddie Murphy, Arsenio wouldn't have made it as big as he did, I don't think.
I don't think so. I don't really think he's that funny.
Yeah, he's all right as that show of his or host of his show that he did for a while. I remember watching it back then. But man,
are you looking at the cast list
on
IMDb for Coming to
Coming-
America?
Yeah,
No,
I'm looking at it
Eddie
right
Murphy
now.
plays like seven.
Arsenio Hall's character names.
Yeah, how many-
Extremely ugly girl.
Not
Not just ugly girl, but extremely.
Extremely ugly girl. Oh my
girl.
God, that's terrible.
That's
James
great.
Earl
James
Jones. Darth
Jones.
Vader was in this. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, King.
And Dad
King Joffrey.
Sinclair, I love her.
King Joffrey.
Yeah, he was awesome in that. Louis Anderson. Have you guys seen his new show with Zach Galifianakis called Baskets?
No.
I don't know, but
Louis Anderson plays Zach's mom, and Zach Galifianakis
that's got to be
plays
disturbing.
his own twin. No, he pulls it off. He really does. Maybe that's the disturbing part, but he looks like somebody's mom.
Oh, no way. Cuba Gooding Jr. was in this one.
What?
I don't
Was in-
remember him in that.
He got
Samuel
his hair.
Jackson.
He was getting his hair cut in the barbershop.
Samuel L. Jackson. I like how they revisited the brothers, Randolph and Mortimer Duke, when he gets rid of the money in the park.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, we're back. I wonder if they had thought at that time that they were going to do Trading Places 2. I wonder if that's why they incorporated him in that. That would have been awesome.
I'm like so stuck that Cuba Gooding Jr.'s in this. I was like, wow. That kind of freaks me out.
I wonder if that was like his first role. So it was a while back.
Yeah.
Before he really made it.
All right. Clicking that link for Cuba Gooding Jr. and see what I get for his first credit. Actually, 86. He was in a TV series called Better Days. 88 was his first movie, which was Coming to America. Otherwise, he was in. Yeah. So he was in TV before that.
Nice.
So,
born 68, so
same age as me.
So yeah, he would have been about 20 when he was doing Coming to America.
Mm-hmm.
And all he gets is boy getting a haircut. All right.
You got to start somewhere, man.
I guess so. And that's exactly what's probably happening, is that you're probably getting cast later on, and they're like, wait a minute, weren't you that boy getting a haircut? I need you. So.
Because you nailed it, man.
I really believed you
I felt like I was right there next to you with your hair getting cut.
Yeah. Oh, we're out of control tonight.
Okay.
Totally.
Stay on target. Stay on target.
No.
So we're talking about Eddie Murphy.
We're talking about Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
We covered everything, really, kind of, sort of.
Well,
Anybody see Harlem Nights?
We did not talk about Harlem Nights. He wrapped up the decade with Harlem Nights, and he did another 48 Hours in 90, but that one was not that great either. Harlem Nights, I remember watching it the first time when it came out, but I don't remember anything about that movie.
Yeah.
It didn't grab my attention.
Yeah, I remember giving it, and it's really hard too because Richard Pryor's in it, and you look at the cast: Red Fox and Danny Aiello and Michael Lerner and Della Reese, and you wanted it. I wanted to give it a chance. I did the 15-minute thing without even realizing that's what I was doing, and it just.
I'm on the same page. I'm totally. I was like, oh, this should be hysterical. But
yeah.
It really wasn't all that funny.
No, I think it was more serious than it was. That's a comedy, but it's a comedy crime drama, so. That had to have been an amazing moment for him, though. To work alongside Richard Pryor. That had to have been awesome.
Yeah, his influence, yeah. Oh,
yeah, and then, both of them, and you're looking up to Red Fox, was one of the classic black comedians of his time.
Yep. I don't have a lot on Harlem Nights.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the 80s. I know we usually like to talk about some of these people as they go on in life and continue to do movies. He took an interesting turn, like later in the 90s, to where he started doing all these kids movies,
Right.
Yeah. That was
and completely cleaned up his act as far as the language and stuff, and took a completely different turn. And I can't remember any other movie after mid-90s that he was really like the raunchy comedian that he was in the 80s. And I say raunchy in the nicest way.
Absolutely.
You know what
Well,
I mean?
yeah, he was pretty much.
His language was edgy. It was something, people were offended by it in a lot of places. But a lot of the other movies that he did. But come on, I'm a donkey on the edge. As Donkey in Shrek, it was hysterical.
Yeah, and then he was Mushu in Mulan. That was actually funny.
See, I never saw Mulan.
Oh yeah, you gotta watch that.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised I haven't seen it. I would think that with 2 daughters I would have, but I have not.
Yeah. I liked him in Haunted Mansion. That was actually really good.
Yeah, I didn't see that one either.
I didn't see Daddy Daycare, but Lisa saw it. She liked that. That's one of her favorite movies.
Actually, I think I saw that one and it looked pretty funny. I remember it being pretty funny. I mean.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Donkey, though.
Donkey. Yeah, just the favorite line is, I'm a donkey on the edge. I just...
It's funny.
Oh, man, my mouth was open and everything.
Oh, my God.
Now, I'm going to throw one little... thing in here.
I just noticed Beverly Hills Cop 4 is announced.
Oh, really?
Wow. That's awesome.
Interesting.
I wonder what they're going to do with that.
All right, so you're going to say something, Scott. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say something about one of the flop that he had. It was later on. It was in 2002. The Adventures of Pluto Nash.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, brutally bad.
Who was in that?
I was actually going to watch that for some reason.
Randy Quaid was in it. Joe Pantoliano.
Joey Pants was in that?
Joey Pants is in that, yeah.
All right.
I love Joey Pants. He's funny. He's a good actor. Guido the Killer Pimp.
Yeah.
Peter Boyle was in that.
What?
Yeah.
I like Peter Boyle.
Yeah, it did not do well, though.
No.
Oh, that was 2002. You said 92.
No, I said 02.
No, he said 2002.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. Well then, okay.
I
don't listen to him. Fair enough.
Do you want to? Should we do our final thoughts, or you guys want to talk any more about some of his later stuff?
No, I mean, we were talking about how he kind of flipped over to like more kid-centric stuff and less, I don't want to say
Hercules.
Yeah, I don't want to say dirty, but I mean,
Right.
the language got cleaned up.
More
and,
mature.
Yeah,
Yeah, he went to more family orientated.
Yeah, more. He went from adults in the 80s, adult programming to G-rated, PG-rated,
Right.
in his later career. So, but yeah, I mean, I think that kind of sums up the later career.
Which I have a lot of respect for.
Yeah.
In that sense, because sometimes you can't come back from from all of that language and stuff. Some people just can't shake that image. And I think he did a good job of continuing on his career and changing his persona. I mean, he really did change his whole persona, in the acting world with all these other movies. I mean, just look at how many he did after the 80s.
Right.
They were all clean, family oriented type stuff. So anyway, and how awesome was he at playing multiple characters in a lot of his shows? Like his the Nutty Professor. He did like the whole family.
Yeah.
Like the whole family of the Clumps, and then in Coming to America, he played one of the barbers and a couple other characters in that one too, as well as Arsenio Hall did too. What was it? Extremely Ugly.
Extremely Ugly Girl.
Yeah, Extremely Ugly Girl. Yep.
Not grotesquely ugly, but extremely ugly.
No.
Yeah.
Extremely
Okay.
I love that was an actual credit on IMDb.
Extremely Ugly.
Extremely
That's fun.
Ugly Girl. as somebody would, someone like Arsenio would be easy to portray. I guess I don't know.
I gotta tell you though, my grandpa always said, "There's a dick for every Jane."
Oh,
I'm not kidding you. That's exactly what he said.
it's funny. That's reminds me of something my mother-in-law said this past Sunday. She was talking about Donald Trump, and she says, "Oh, that Donald Trump, he's all mouth and no trousers."
Oh, that's good.
I was like, "Whoa, Mom, take it down a notch."
Oh, wow.
I know. I was like, I have
stuff.
no idea what that means, but that sounds like a damn.
That's a great quote, though. If I were to get political on my Twitter, that I would almost use that. So.
Totally.
Gosh.
Yeah, I try not to do that either. You get attacked.
Yeah, no,
Viciously
I don't want to.
attacked.
No, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there.
There's crazy stuff going on right now.
Yep.
Anyway.
So, final thoughts, Eddie Murphy. Go ahead, Rose.
Just thank you, world. Whoever created Eddie Murphy's mom and dad, thank you for allowing him to grow up and be the amazing actor / comedian / person that he could possibly be. Our world and our lives are a lot brighter knowing that he's still out there and he could at any moment turn on that charm and just have us all run into the movie theaters going, "It's Eddie!" And enjoy ourselves. I mean, because that's basically, he brought a lot of joy to people. I mean, he still does, but he's taking it down a notch, but that's okay. People get older and they think about things that they're doing, but that's why we have videos and DVDs, so we can reminisce and go back in time and go, yeah, that was funny. He had this, I can't remember, I think it was Raw. It was either Raw or Delirious. Maybe it was Delirious, where he talks about his mom throwing the shoe.
Oh, I think it was Delirious.
Okay, the mom's throwing the shoe.
And when she would have the high heels on?
Yeah.
It'd be like a boomerang?
The boomerang, yeah.
Yeah, and it was the theme, he would whistle the theme from The Good, Bad, and the Ugly. I know. I was like, oh my God, that sounds like something. Because my mom would get like Clint Eastwood on us if we ever were out in public. She would look at us and lean down and she'd say, "I have to tell you one more time, we're leaving." And it was like, oh shit, yes ma'am. Sorry, I don't know where I thought I was. I was just, I'm back now. But yeah, so that was cool. So there was like
yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm done.
Classic.
That was awesome. Thank you, Eddie.
I think parents really, a very effective tool for any new parents out there, just start counting. You don't even have to do anything. You just start counting. And then all of a sudden your kids will get, will line up and do what they got to do. So I don't know why that works, but it does.
And they don't know why. I don't know.
It's like, Dad's counting. I've got to get in line now. I'm sorry. I was wrong. Dad's counting. That's a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what's going to happen when he gets to 10. I'm not going to find out.
10?
Well, all right. Even then, that's pushing it, right? So.
I was lucky to get past 3 with my parents. 3, the hammer came down, man.
Oh.
We won't even talk about Mom's plastic brush, though. So, final thoughts, Eddie Murphy, Scott.
Well, he's obviously brought us many, many years of entertainment because we were all just able to laugh at so many of his lines and so many of his performances. He's just a funny dude. There's no two ways about it. He's one of the funniest actors of that era, and afterwards too. Still pulled off. I mean, think about, like we said, did the Clumps. Mm-hmm. Those were some funny characters in that Nutty Professor.
Oh yeah.
Very funny. Anyway, just all around, just hysterical dude, and I'm not surprised that he was as successful as he was as the comedic player. So, I always think back to Delirious, his stand-up routine. We own that one on DVD, and we'll pop it in every once in a while. And the opening scene, I think that was from Delirious, not from Raw, where he's a kid and he's at a party and he tells this joke, and the punchline to the joke was, and then he kicked him in the ding ding. And the whole room is silent, because it's all family. So he's hysterical. Yeah. Dave, yours? Final thoughts?
I want to give very, very deep thought on something that I think is very important to talk about that we really haven't even touched on. Well, we did touch on it, barely, but it's very important that, we take a moment and just listen to these words of wisdom. I've seen you in clubs just hanging out and dancing. You give your number to every man you see. You never come home at night because you're out romancing. I wish you bring some of your love home to me. My girl wants to party all the time. Party all the time. Party all the time. My girl wants to party all the time. Party all the time. Thank you, Eddie Murphy, for that.
That was deep.
Yeah, I'm in awe and waiting for that follow-up album, sir.
Wait, hold on.
She parties all the time. Party all the time. She likes to party all the time.
Did you hear me? I was finger clapping.
Yeah, I did. That was awesome. I thought I was back in beatnik times.
Yeah, where's Dave? Are you wearing a black turtleneck right now?
Girl, I can't understand why you want to hurt me. After all the things I've done for you. I buy you champagne and roses and diamonds on your finger.
That's your problem. You're just treating her too good.
Still, you hang out all night. What am I to do? My girl wants to party all the time. All right. I'm done. Drop the mic.
Done.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
That's a mic drop moment.
But no, I mean, Eddie was just absolutely fantastic in just about anything he touched in the 80s. And I'm so appreciative of, what he gave to us as, an actor, as a comedian, as a, involved in Saturday Night Live, with the improvisation that he did, and the different characters that he played. And it's just everything. And nothing was bad. Nothing was bad that came out, that, if you were to, from Beverly Hills Cop on, if you had his name in there, you knew that you were going to just have a movie that would be successful. Even the ones that weren't that great that we touched on just a little bit, you still know they did good at the box office because it was Eddie Murphy. People went out in droves to see this guy. So, he is a great 80s icon, and I'm glad that you brought him up, Rose.
No
Thanks,
problem.
Rose.
You're very welcome.
So, with that, let us do our social media credentials. Scott, you get to go first.
Yes, I'm at Wookin'
On Twitter.
On Twitter, yeah.
Buckwheat on Twitter.
Buckwheat.
Buckwheat on Twitter.
I'm at Scott's Eye or at 80's Auto Reverse on Twitter or on Facebook, 80's Mixtape Auto Reverse.
All right, Rose.
I don't know where I'm at.
You don't know where you're at.
That was too funny. Beer, coffee. Anyway, I'm at 80's Music Girl on Twitter. 80's Music Girl on Facebook and 80's Music Girl on Instagram.
All right, I am Dave, and I take care of our 80s reboot accounts. And Scott's a drunk. I mean, Twitter is at 80s reboot. Facebook is Facebook.
I resemble that remark.
Where was I? 80s Reboot on Facebook. That's facebook.com/80s Reboot. We're on Tumblr, which actually I have done a few updates on Tumblr. Yay me. That's 80sreboot.tumblr.com. Rose, I posted something for you today. Hopefully you saw those pics of Sylvester Stallone.
Yes, I did. Those are awesome pics.
Yeah, I figured you'd like that because you like the muscles.
Mm-hmm.
So we also have a blog. That's southgatemediagroup.com/80s Reboot blog. And let's see how it's Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook. That's everything. Last thing we need you to do, very, very important. Rose is going to tell you what we need you to do.
Yeah. So we appreciate everybody that goes out on iTunes and listens, downloads, streams, however you get our podcast to your ears. We appreciate you doing that. We'd like you to review our podcasts and keep it light. If you want to be heavy, that's fine too. Just know that we have ways of finding you. We appreciate your patronage and your loyalty. So make sure you do us a kindness. Or like I said, you'll see us on your doorstep. Handing out leaflets. Girl Scout cookies. I don't know. But yeah, so that's the biggest threat I can come up with this week, guys.
I was just realizing that I haven't looked lately. Where are we at for reviews? Are we still hanging around 50-something?
I've
It
been
was
on
at like 57 last time we talked. Last time we looked. Hold on.
54.
We're at 54?
We're at 54.
Okay.
See, now we need to be at 57. Let's push that to 60. Come on, we can do this. Come on, you got this weekend. Do it before the Super Bowl because you know none of you fools are going to be out there on the internet when the Super Bowl comes on.
You know, actually, they might be listening to this after the Super Bowl because we got plenty of content.
That's right.
That we're going to be posting.
It's going to be after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is going to be
because we're not recording. We're not recording Super Bowl Sunday.
No, we're not.
No, just kidding.
Well, I'm going to be setting up my DVR to be recording the Super Bowl, but you know, I'm not recording a podcast on Super Bowl Sunday.
What's that word? That's sacrilege. Yeah, nobody's doing no podcast recording on Super Bowl Sunday.
Even though I could really care less about either of these teams, but no, I take that back. I'd rather see Atlanta Falcons win.
Me too.
And against the Patriots, just because I'm tired of the Patriots and Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, and they're cheaters. Sorry, did I say that out loud? So did you get the message yet?
No, I haven't looked. I was.
Wookin' Panub exists.
At Wookin' Panub is on
yes,
Twitter.
and we will be tagging him with the podcast when it comes out.
Yes.
I love it.
Good stuff.
Because we gave him a shout out. Got to tag him in it.
We did.
Yeah.
Inadvertently, but still. He owes us.
Owes us huge. Because, you know, we have what, like 5-6 listeners?
That many.
Well, yeah, every so often I think, you know, I'll listen to it twice, so that counts. All right, so with that, we appreciate everybody listening, reliving the 80s with us, and have a good whatever.
Ciao.
See you later.
Bye.
We hope you've enjoyed this show. This podcast is part of the 80s Reboot Overdrive channel on Southgate Media Group. You can follow us on Facebook on the 80s Reboot group page. We're also on Twitter and Tumblr at 80s Reboot. We invite you to check out all the wonderful podcasts and blogs available at southgatemediagroup.com. And thank you for reliving the 80s.
Until next time.
Same bad channel, same bad time. Actually,
Sorry.
This is a different bad time for us, though.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's a different bat time, yeah.
And it's a late bad time, so I got to go to bed because I got to get up and work tomorrow.
Okay.
I know, buzzkill, right?
Yeah, I know.
I
What
love
was that? I missed it.
It's the sphere talking.
Oh,
The sphere.
the sphere.
Every time Scott says something off kilter from now on, I'm just going to say, it's the sphere talking.
He's been hitting the sphere again.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
speaking of
so
people
drink
whispering-
check. Are you done?
Oh, yeah. I'm
Okay.
well done.
All right.
Yeah. I'm well done.
Well done.
Turn him over. He's done on this side.
We are off the hook tonight. Okay.
Wasn't it just really quick? Wasn't MST supposed to be on Netflix this month? Or was that my imagination? They were going to revamp it.
Who?
With
What?
Joel. MST 3000.
Oh, I thought you said MSG, like monosodium.
Yeah. They got this new show.
Like,
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
know
on
that.
Chinese
Like-
food. Yeah. No. No. I think you're right. I thought that was supposed to be out there. It's not.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Hmm.
I was looking forward to watching it. Because it's some kind of
MS
reunion or something.
MST3K. Hey, when are we going to do that? When are we going to do our episode of that?
Oh, you're talking about
The
The
Last
Starfighter.
Starfighter.
We totally need to get that.
Yeah, we got to get that rolling, man.
Yeah. There's a lot of things we have to do.
Oh my God. I was watching MST like this past week. And there's this, what's the name? It's called The Pod People.
Oh,
They
yeah. That's a classic sci-fi. Oh, my God.
Horrible. I cannot.
It's terrible.
Halfway into it, and it's just like, oh. So I actually went on their Twitter page, and I apologized. I was like, I'm sorry, guys. I can't do this. Pod People suck that bad. Anything else I'll watch, but please take that out of your library, for God's sake. It's awful. That's my horrible movie. Nothing that and it's got Joel in it. That's, it's not even Mike, it's Joel. So it's like, why are you doing this to me? But yeah. So I watched Devilfish instead. That was actually pretty funny. Because all the cast was Italian, dubbed English.
I think what we need to do is find just a really, really bad 80s movie, And,
Oh, I've got it. I've already got it.
No, I'm not talking Forbidden Zone. No.
No.
We already
This is
did
the
that.
Alien. This is the Alien Rock Band one.
Alien Rock Band. You mentioned that
Come on,
before,
I
didn't
told
you?
about it. Yeah, I have mentioned it.
What's it called? Band?
Hold on.
Okay. Holding.
It's Pia Zadora.
Oh dear God.
Voyage of the Rock Aliens.
Voyage of the Rock Aliens. It's 1984.
1984. Oh, it's so, dude, I'm telling you. I am telling you guys, it is so bad.
Comes up like the very first thing.
And it
My
got
mother-
I can't believe it got 2.5 stars.
Oh, on here it got 5 and a
Listen to
quarter.
this. Listen to
IMDb.
this. A guitar-shaped spaceship and robot 1359, voiced by Peter Cullen, which is awesome, search the universe for the source of rock and roll music. Wow.
Dude, I watched, remember I said I watched some of it?
Yeah.
Horrendous.
Horrendous.
Okay.
The humanoid aliens force Robot 1359 to take the form of a fire hydrant. Oh my God, how come we're not watching this movie right now?
Form up. Bathroom sink. Oh my god, that's great.
It's so bad.
My mother had this horrible story about Pia Zadora. I don't know if she's still married to the guy that owns Caesar's Palace or not. But back in the day, in the 80s, my mom used to work at Caesar's Palace and she was a maid. And she got called up to the penthouse because the lady that usually did their room was out sick. So she went and she was doing her rounds in the room and everything. And Pia Zadora had, like, you know, at that time she was riding high on fumes, I suppose, and she had all these like flowers and baskets of fruit and all the stuff people would send her. And she's like, can you just get rid of these? Like, I'm never going to eat all that fruit. Feel free to like take it home or something. Kill the flowers. I don't like flowers. And I think they're a waste of time and all this stuff. And she had a baby at the time. This is pretty gross. And my mom had just got through, cleaning the apartment. It's like, you know, big place. And, she goes and takes the kid's diaper off and lets him pee in the sink in the kitchen.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And my mom said it took everything I had to not snatch the back of her head and just take her clean off. She's like, I could not believe. And it had nothing to do with the fact that I just cleaned the damn thing, but the fact that she was so vulgar that she allowed her own child to pee in the sink. Like, isn't that what a bathroom's for? And it was just like nothing ever happened. You know, she just went about her business. And she said, you know, I was hoping to God that they never called me back up there again. Because I don't care how many baskets of fruit she gave me. Oh my God. So yeah, let's kill that movie. It's vengeance. Vengeance.
Oh, you're going to like this one. I'm telling you.
It's got Bruce Gordon in it.
Voyage of the Rock Aliens.
I wonder if I can find that online and watch it.
It was on YouTube.
Oh, it's on? It's on YouTube?
Yeah, I found it on YouTube. That's how I watched it.
Sweet.
Well, at least that's how I watched a portion of it. I never got back to it, which I was kind of bummed.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. No.
Yeah, I think we probably need to have like a really good movie to go through, like Last Starfighter, but then a good
and then have a
good follow up to that would be something like this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Something that we can just kind of rip apart.
Shred by shred.
Yep.
No pun intended.
All right, so it is getting late, so
Friday.
I will have to talk to you guys later.
All right, guys. Take care.
Like Friday.
Oh, yeah.
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 Keep us posted.
Thanks for reminding us.
No problem.
All right.
Cool. Later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.